Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my Oregon football predictions for the 2020 college football season. Before I continue, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate you do that. I do have a subscriber goal of 500 subscribers, which I'd love to hit by August 29th. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. You will not regret it. A few announcements before I get started. Sorry for not coming out with this during my normal time. Usually I like coming out with these predictions around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But due to some circumstances, I had to do some things. It's not going to be out until 11 p.m. Tonight when you guys are going to be seeing this. So that's my apologies. I'm also going to be updating the playlist. I started a playlist. It only has, I think, LSU's and Clemson's in there. I want to update that, and that will be updated by the time you see this. And also, one other quick announcement for people that are watching this. I have the schedule this week for teams we were doing. Oregon Monday. Tomorrow's Penn State. Wednesday's Alabama. I do not have a team for Thursday. Friday is going to be Florida. But I do not have a team for Thursday yet. So if someone wants to recommend a very high-level Power 5 team for me to do on Thursday, I would do that. So I'll take suggestions down below. And also, if you want me to do your favorite team, just write down a comment below, and I will get to it. So just keep that in mind as well. But this prediction video is about the Oregon Ducks. The Oregon Ducks last year won the Rose Bowl, won the Pac-12. They're looking to take that next step and make the college football playoffs. I won't tell you which teams will make the college football playoffs in this video, or if the Ducks are going to make the college football playoffs. But you see what I have them doing in the regular season. So let's start off with the things I like about this team. Mario Cristobal. I think Mario Cristobal is a top 15 head coach. Very good recruiter. I think that's the thing he does very well more than anything, just recruits. To me, he is probably the best coach in the Pac-12 very easily. I really like Mario Cristobal a lot. Miami should have kept him around and hired him. He came from the Miami Hurricane staff. I also like the talent. The Oregon Ducks, they were the best talented team in the Pac-12. I could say that without any doubt. Last year, I still thought USC might have, you could make the argument for USC. This year, without a doubt, I think the Oregon Ducks are the best talented team in the Pac-12. The one thing I do not like about this team is the quarterback room, and it's not so much because I don't believe in any of those quarterbacks. I know they have Anthony Brown from Boston College who came in. I think he's probably going to be your quarterback going into the fall from the transfer portal there. It's because Justin Herbert left. He's been the quarterback there for the past 2-3 years or so, and you guys are gonna have a new quarterback. I'm always a bit leery about teams having a new quarterback. I've seen, for instance, Oklahoma. I already did the football predictions. Go check out that video. But I've seen predictions for Oklahoma. I'm not going to give away my prediction, but I've seen some 9-3s for Oklahoma because they have a new quarterback. So we'll see what happens. But I do think Anthony Brown. Personally, Boston College 6-6. That's basically what they were. Maybe it was just the talent around him just wasn't good enough. I don't know, but I'm not completely sold on Anthony Brown being that quarterback that could take the Oregon Ducks to the championship game in college football, winning a national championship. But that is the one that I think thing, and that is like the one big thing I just really hesitate about Oregon. Your three toughest games. Your three toughest games are Ohio State, Cal, and North Dakota State. Ohio State, I think, is your toughest game. Week 2 game, probably one of the top 3 biggest games of the year. Cal, listen, you get them on the road, 1 and 2. People are very high on this Cal team. Some people are picking Cal to beat Oregon in the Pac-12 North. Let's see if I have that here, but I did put that down as one of your toughest 3 games. And then I put down North Dakota State. And usually I don't do this for an FCS school. But for North Dakota State, this is basically their Super Bowl. They have the quarterback Trey Lance. Yeah, Trey Lance, who some people are debating if he should be taken ahead of Trevor Lawrence in the NFL draft. The next NFL draft, the 2021 NFL draft. It's gonna be like their Super Bowl. They better be careful in that one. Can see them easily being tripped up some or being in a dogfight in that one. So that's why I put that as your third toughest game. Your three easiest games: Colorado, Arizona, and Hawaii. No particular order. Colorado and Arizona, I think, are the bottom feeders in the Pac-12 this year. Hawaii, okay, Mountain West team. I think they have a new head coach. I will eventually be doing the football predictions. Probably wait at least another month on that at the minimum. But to me, they're just an above average Group of Five team. So I put them as your third easiest game. Best case and worst case scenario. I do think Oregon can go undefeated this year. I think the schedule lines up that you guys can't go undefeated this year. Your worst case scenario, 10-2. Let's say you lose to Ohio State. Okay, I look at Arizona State. I look at Cal, obviously, North Dakota State. I even look at Oregon State, USC, at Washington State. I know. I mean, to be honest, you guys have very struggled against Washington State the past 5 or so years. They have a new head coach, Washington State. We'll get into that game more in a second. But let's say you guys lose to Ohio State, you can slip us somewhere else. That's why I said worst case scenario 10-2. But with this schedule, I think the schedule is pretty easy, honestly. And I don't think you guys would be any worse than 10-2. So let's look at the schedule. 12-game schedule as usual. Let's start off with week 1 against North Dakota State. As I said when I was talking about the three toughest games, I do think North Dakota State can cause some trouble for Oregon. I know Trey Lance. We're going to see what this guy's about. People are saying, as I said, people are debating if he could be the top draft pick over Trevor Lawrence. I went back and forth with this one, but at the end, I do have Oregon winning this game. Now, Grant, I think this game is going to be a 2-touchdown game, probably. I don't think it's going to be like a 4-touchdown game. I don't think it's going to be like a 4 or 5 touchdown game. I don't think it's going to be a 1 possession game. I think it's going to be probably a 2 possession game, maybe 3 possession game if you stretch out to 17 points. And I just think Oregon is just that good of a team. But they should not take this North Dakota State game lightly. But I'll give them the win. I think they win by about 2 touchdowns. Next game, Ohio State. Go check out my Ohio State football prediction video if you haven't already. Pretty good video. I hope it's watchable. But anyways, Ohio State. Listen, this game I think is going to be a great game either way. I look at Ohio State. I do think that they are better than Oregon, and even though it's in Oregon, I went with Ohio State. I think this game's a 1 possession game either way. Oregon's not gonna have fans in the stands in September if if their governor's crap, I forget the term. The governor's executive order keeps up. So we'll see what happens. But if Oregon, it's very a neutral site game in my opinion. If Ohio State and Oregon play with no fans, that's how I'm viewing a lot of these games. Are going to have minimum fans, no fans at all. They're just neutral site games. I do think that at the end, though, it comes down to talent. I just think that Ohio State is just better talented. I also think and Oregon fans are going to be pissed when I say this. I do think you guys are a year away from being taken completely seriously. I still believe that. I've said it on this channel maybe once or twice since the college football season last season ended. I just think you guys are still a year or two away from being probably a year more than anything, maybe not 2 years, probably more like a year from you guys being taken seriously, like completely seriously. I take you guys somewhat seriously as a college football national championship contender, but not completely seriously. And I think that's another reason why I think Ohio State's going to beat Oregon, because I just think Ohio State's more legit than Oregon, despite the game being in Eugene. Next game, Hawaii at home. Hawaii's going to be a team. They have a new head coach, Rico Rodriguez, I believe, former Arizona State coach or Arizona coach, one of those two schools. I do think you guys win this game. I do think Hawaii might score 21, 24 points. I think they're going to have an offense this year, but this defense for Hawaii is very bad. And Oregon, I think it's just going to do whatever they want offensively against them, and they will blow them out, something like 56-21, something like that. Next game at Colorado, win. Colorado is the worst team in the Pac-12 in my opinion. I mean, I don't even think it's really that close. I think you guys go in there and blow them out. I mean, I just look at Colorado and I think I highly doubt to make a bowl game. A and B, I think they're lucky to get 4 wins this year. I really do. I am not high on Colorado at all. I just think that you guys go in there and get the blowout win, basically. Next game, Washington at home. This is usually a great game. Last year, great game. You guys were down by 10, came back, won the game 35-31. You guys were down 31-21. I went a bit back and forth actually in this one because of the rivalry, but at the end, I had to give it to Oregon. The reason why is because I just think Oregon is a better team. I think Washington will give them everything they can handle. I like the Junior Lake hire a head coach for Washington. But same thing like Oregon, they're figuring out the quarterback position. They defensively, I thought they took a bit of a step back last year. I do think this is probably a 2 touchdown game. Probably Oregon pulls away late to make a 2 touchdown game. That I really do think this is going to be a good game. One of the more competitive games Oregon will be in this year. Then you get your bye week. Bye weeks is in between Washington and Cal on the road, and I think this bye week comes at a good time. Cal's a team, as I said, some people think that Cal can seriously contend for the Pac-12 this year. And I am buying into some of the hype, but at the same time, this game is going to come down to depth. And I just think Oregon has the better depth. I think it's a one-possession game. Oregon's also coming off the bye. And I think Oregon gets the win. I think, as I said, one-possession game, but I think the game comes down to depth. I do think Cal has first stringers that can hang with Oregon and compete with them, but when you're going to your rotation guys and some of your second string guys to give the first string guys breathers, I just don't think Cal could really hang with Oregon to that capacity, and that's why I'm going to go with Oregon in this one against Cal. Next game, Stanford. I do think Stanford will be a bit better this year. I expect them to at least bounce back and probably make a bowl game. But at the same time, I gotta go Oregon here. I do think this is a very physical game. But at the end, I mean, maybe Stanford hangs around for a half, but I think Oregon wins this game by about 3 touchdowns. I just think Oregon is the better team. Next game at Arizona. Arizona to me is the second worst team in the Pac-12. I do think Oregon goes on the road. It gets the win. I am always a bit leery about those Northwest teams heading down to Arizona to face the Arizona teams in the Pac-12. But Arizona, I just think is not going to be good enough to really even compete with Oregon. I expect this game to be done by halftime, and I think Oregon gets a pretty easy win there. Next game, USC. Last year, when these two teams teed off in LA, it was a blowout. It was 56-27. I do expect the game to be a bit closer, but at the same time, I still expect Oregon to win by 2 to 3 touchdowns. I just think Oregon is a much better team. It's at home for Oregon. I do think it'll be a bit closer, as I said, but I mean, USC, I just feel like they're an 8-9 win team. I feel like Oregon is more of a 10-11 win team. And I just think Oregon's the better team. Give me the Ducks in that one. I think they probably win by 2-3 touchdowns. Next game, Friday night game at home against Arizona State. So a bit of a short week, but it is at home coming off a home game, so that's good. Arizona State, I think they're definitely contenders for at least that Pac-12 South title. I look at them. I do think this game, once again, sort of like the Cal game, is going to come down to depth. I don't know. It's not that I don't know. I don't think Arizona State has the depth to compete with Oregon. I think same thing with Cal. I think the first stringers can hang and compete with Oregon, but when you start looking at those rotation guys as second stringers, when they give the first stringers some breathers, I just think Oregon will outcompete Arizona State. I think this is probably a 7 to 10 point win for the Ducks, as I think they get a win there against Arizona State. Then you wrap up the season with 2 road games. First one against Washington State. Washington State new head coach. The Hawaii head coach. I do like the hire, but I think they're going to take a step back this year. It is in Washington State. It's in Pullman. It's kind of a only show in town type plays. Uh, they only really care about Washington State in that area. It's going to be a sellout. If the governor allows crowds there, which I highly doubt, honestly, in that state. I just feel like this game might be a bit closer, maybe a quarter and a half. Oregon, I think, pulls away some into halftime, going into halftime, and then the third quarter, the game's over by midway through the third quarter. Oregon gets the win. I think this game is probably a 21 to 24 point win for the Ducks. And then the last game at Oregon State. I do think this could be set up as a trap game and maybe an upset here. Oregon's going to be the favorite, obviously. In-state rival. Oregon State quietly took a big stride this past season. I mean, granted, I can't remember the last time I watched an Oregon State game. I didn't watch it last year, but I mean, this game could be a sneaky trap game here. If everything goes according to my scenario, I think Oregon will have everything wrapped up going into the Pac-12 championship. All they need to do is beat Oregon State to keep the playoff hopes alive. It's on the road. I think this game is close for a half, but I think third quarter Oregon pulls away a little bit, and then fourth quarter Oregon really pulls away. And I think Oregon just wins this game. But they better be careful against Oregon State. I am telling you, it would not surprise me if that game is a one possession game at halftime. But I think Oregon just pulls away in the second half, probably wins the game by about 17 to 24 points. So if you count up all the wins and losses, I had the Oregon Ducks going 11-1 and 9-0 in the Pac-12. 11-1 and 9-0 in the Pac-12, with that one loss being to Ohio State. I think Oregon. I just feel like outside of the Ohio State game, they're going to be favored in every game. I feel like they're going to beat all of their opponents. I feel like the Pac-12 schedule lines up very nicely for them, and I think they could. I think they're just going to run through the Pac-12 honestly this year. I really do. I don't know if they're good enough to win a national championship per se. Because even let's say they go 12-1, let's say they win the Pac-12 championship game against whoever comes out of the South and makes the playoffs. I don't know if they're good enough to compete with the Ohio States, the Clemsons, the Alabamas, Georgias of the world. So, Oklahoma's as well. So, I am interested to see what this team does if they make the playoffs. But according to my scenario, if they win the Pac-12 championship game, you got to consider them. So we'll see what happens. But I got the Oregon Ducks going 11-1, 9-0 in the conference. Thanks for watching. Hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate you do that. Thanks for watching. McD the Beast signing off.